looks to be precipitation-free all day tomorrow. Again, the weather brought to you by the Trails Golf Club in Norman, where you'll experience everything you love about golf and more. I think we're ready for first pitch. The Sooner Softball pregame show has been brought to you by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Buckle up. It's Oklahoma and Florida State. Sooners in their crimson tops with their white pants, crimson piping, and the white socks with the white stirrups. White Oklahoma across their chest, white number on the back. The pinstripe look with a white background for Florida State. That version of red with a gold outing. We're ready to go. First pitch, 6:05 p.m. Lefty-lefty matchup is a little bit up, ball one. Looked right over the plate, DJ, but a little bit high. Yeah, just a little elevated. And we've kind of talked about that a little bit, Plank, of something that's going to be important for Kelly Maxwell here tonight is also keeping the ball down. Mudge at .335 on the season. Misses high ball two, does Kelly Maxwell. Boy, these are... As soon as we talk about how the radar looks clear, some concerning clouds seem to be moving by overhead. It has cooled it off a little bit, though. I'll take it. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Mudge. Need a strike here. They won't get it. Now misses up high, ball three. Well, this is not the ideal way to start. You can just see each pitch that Maxwell has thrown has been above the belt. 3-0 count. I would imagine there's some juices for Maxwell as well. There's strike one. Whoa! Missed a little low. Missed a little up, you think? Yeah, I think it looped in a bit. Gotcha. That was a tight pitch, but it's tough to get that call when you've thrown three pitches that haven't really been that close. Suboptimal start with a 4-pitch walk. Here's Jason Beecham, a name that has wowed all season long. The true freshman out of Tallahassee, big right-handed bat, 15 home runs. There's another ball that gets to the backstop. Off to second goes Mudge. You can just see Kelly Maxwell looking a little unsettled here to start this ball game. 5 straight balls. The last one, a wild pitch, but just needing to refocus. And I feel like at times, and we haven't seen it here as of late from Kelly Maxwell, you see her try to do a little bit too much. Right. She just needs to let her pitches work. She's really thrown well down the stretch. Well, Florida State's put a runner in scoring position without swinging the bat yet. Here's the 1-0 from Maxwell, ball 2. I almost said ball 5 because it was the sixth straight that she's thrown. Sorry. Wow. Let's find the zone, Kelly. Come on. 2 balls and no strikes. Got to be careful, too. Beecham could hit one to the moon. Plenty of time on the action clock. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Maxwell. There you go. Strike one. And I got to be honest with you. Borderline. That looked higher than any pitch that's been called a ball so far. Borderline and a dangerous zone there. 2 balls and a strike from Maxwell. The pitch popped up right field, slicing away from Pickering, giving chase, out of reach, but foul territory. Pickering kind of playing and shading the gap a little bit. She had a long way to go for that ball. And you can see as Pickering kind of goes back, pinching the gap just a bit. I think we're really going to see JT Gasso be really active in defense. He's always active in defensive alignment, but especially in this series with what Florida State can do. 2-2, line drive, right side, foul. Maxwell faced Florida State 3 times last season. They hit her hard. They hit her hard. The World Series, 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 runs, and then times during a regular season series in Tallahassee. 1-2-2 pitch misses way outside. Perhaps the outing that would give a Florida State observer, a fan, the most confidence was the 5 1/3, 3 hits, 5 runs, 7 walk outing that Maxwell had against him. Here's the 3-2 to Beecham. Line drive at Jennings, but snagged by Brito, who cut in front of Jennings to make the catch. Out number 1. We'll take it.
Huge out. And Maxwell bringing that count back. Off the bat, that looked like it was hit a lot harder than it was. They almost kind of looped in at Brito.
Here's Kaylee Harding. Off the bat, it sounded like a broken bat.
Yes.
But it also seemed like it had enough juice to where it might be trouble. Thankfully, it did not. The heavy air. Harding, first pitch, nearly hits her, and she spins away. 337 average for Harding. 14 home runs. This team hits a lot of home runs. Let's hope not this week.
I said get in on the hands. That's one way to establish the inside corner. Plunk a couple.
1 ball and no strikes. Mudge stands at second base. Maxwell has fallen behind every hitter so far. There's a strike, low and away.
And that's
1
a good
ball,
location.
1 strike.
Good to see the height. She's been elevated almost every pitch she's thrown, so it's good to see her hit a knee.
It appears as if the key today will be getting the ball in on the hands of the right-handed hitters, as DJ said, and keeping it low in the zone. That one's low and away. 2 balls and a strike. You've got a concern level right now with this start? Or are you okay with allowing Kelly Maxwell to feel herself out?
I don't think you have much of a choice right now, right? I mean, I'm not excited about the start so far. I'm going to be honest.
The 2-1 pitch swings and fouls. Ooh.
But, hopefully, with Maxwell being a little bit outside the zone, that pitch was off the plate and she got Harding to chase a bit. But hopefully, being a little bit wide in the zone, she gets Florida State to kind of start swinging it at bad pitches off the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Maxwell. Line drive, right side, foul. Maxwell and Sandercock, they had the mid-season duel last year that everyone was talking about back in March. And by the 4th inning, 8 runs had been scored between the 2 teams. What's going on here? That was that series in Stillwater. I think I actually accidentally said Tallahassee earlier. OSU won that series. 2-2, pop foul off the net. Just
Slightly different scenery.
A little different world. It's kind of like the same city, just one's in Oklahoma and one's in Florida.
Yeah, I've heard Stillwater is the Tallahassee of Oklahoma.
I hear that a lot. 5 1/3, 3 hits, 5 runs, but 7 walks in that loss to Florida State for Maxwell. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 6 on the action clock, 5 on the action clock. Maxwell looks in. The pitch. Line drive, right field again, slicing away from Pickering and into the second deck. Or the second level, I guess I should say. It hit off a railing and bounced back to a fan who was proclaiming a great catch. Well done, ma'am.
And something we talked about this a lot, about being in on the hands, especially to these riders. We saw Beecham and Harding in this at-bat. Every time Maxwell is going outside, both hitters have taken the ball the other way. They're getting rid of it, fouling it off.
2-2. A little low and in. Full count.
We talk about not letting them get extended, but they do a good job of taking the ball the other way. So you can kind of see the game plan coming from Florida State and unfolding, because Maxwell's had to throw a lot of pitches and only 1 out here in the first. But you can kind of see the game plan of what they're doing with anything on the outer half.
Here's the 3-2 pitch from Kelly. Hard hit ball, 5-6 hole, diving play by Jennings. Mudge breaks for third, and they tag her out. What an absolute boneheaded play, base running wise, by Kaylee Mudge, and there's 2 away.
Not like running yourself out of an inning. I mean, that play was right in front of you, right in front of Mudge.
That is a senior leader, too. Wow.
That is a massive mistake in what should have been runners at first and second, because Harding was going to beat that out in the 5-6 hole for an infield single.
I wonder if Mudge thought it got to the outfield. So kudos to Tiara Jennings on a great play. It happened right in front of her.
Yes. What a mistake.
I mean, there's times where you get a break, and there's times where you absolutely get a break, and that is one for the Sooners there.
Well, what's crazy also, that's going to go down in the book as a fielder's choice, not a base hit. That should have been a infield base hit for Harding.
I mean, absolutely unbelievable. So everyone is out having conversations now. Patty Gasso with her infield. Jen Rocha with her battery. Nicole May came sprinting out. I think they either gave Kinsey Hansen a new towel or they may have given her a new pitch watch. I know that Maxwell has seemed to be waiting on some calls.
Yeah.
Hey, tonight we welcomed in the 100,000th fan at Loves Field this year. How cool is that? In the inaugural season, Megan Kempfer, originally from Washington, Illinois, postdoctorate, a fellow OUHSC in Department of Chemistry and Microbiology. So congratulations. Being the 100,000th fan this year, they're going to honor at the bottom of the second. Okay, meetings are over. First pitch to Michaela Edenfield is low and away for ball one. How cool is that?
That's pretty
100,000 total fans in the first year at Loves Field. And now traffic was a little bit crazy coming in. Might be a bit of an understatement. I think we timed it right getting here 4 hours early. Edenfield takes strike one. A ball and a strike. I think Norman had its graduation going on at the LNC, and you had this. Been a little bit crazy out on the streets of Norman. Glad everyone's filed in and enjoying the game tonight. Here's the 1-1 pitch to the talented junior catcher, Edenfield. Headed home. A little bit out. 2 balls and a strike. Edenfield, as advertised, a .389 average. 15 home runs. I mean, just home run after home run after home run on this roster. Edenfield hit a 3-run home run off Maxwell last season in their midseason game. Man, Maxwell has been flirting with the action clock as the 2-1 misses low ball 3.
The tempo doesn't look right.
This isn't her tempo.
No, it's not. I mean, and you can also see it. Her velo's a little down, and her misses have been big misses. Again, it just does not quite look right. Biggest thing right now, 3-1. Be deliberate with this spot here to Edenfield. If you put her on, so be it.
Live to fight another hitter. Just don't put it down, Lindsay. Oh, that's fouled back. That hits off the front of the overhang and ricochets all the way back into the field of play. If Kelly Maxwell can get out of this unscathed, oh my goodness. She's one pitch away from doing it. The crowd here realizes it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Harding will be off and going at first. The 3-2, swing and a foul. Just barely getting a piece of it was Edenfield.
And Harding didn't take off at the pitch.
She didn't, did she?
No. Again, here's the deal. If you're Florida State coming in here, and that's a base running mistake. I know the ball was fouled off, but you got to be gone as soon as that ball leaves Maxwell's hands. Florida State needs to get it in. I don't want them to get it in gear, but they need to get it in gear in the base paths. I mean, those are just goofy.
3-2 popped up right side. Is there room for Sanders? No. She'll watch it drift into the crowd. Well, another one of those that the overhang here at Loves Field got. Maxwell, as much of the conversation so far from my vantage point has been about some of the struggles she's had against Florida State. She did come in and get the save in the series clinching win for Oklahoma State last year against Florida State with a 1-hit inning. The 3-2 pitch in the dirt. That skipped well before home plate. Ball 4. And here comes Issa Torres. Florida State has been the offensive here in this first inning without any true offense.
Yeah. Well, that was a little bit of a change of speeds from Maxwell, and you can just kind of see it skip in the dirt. But I'm going to be honest, when you fall behind to Edenfield, who has that type of power and the type of experience that she has, I hate a walk to put a runner in scoring position. However, go after the freshman. Torres is not a slouch by any means, but go after the freshman and put the pressure on an underclassman.
Torres, the lefty mat hitter. Bases loaded. Very first pitch, hitter in the right leg, and the bases are full of Seminoles for Devin Flaherty. A walk, a line out, a fielder's choice on a base running error by Kaylee Mudge, a walk of Edenfield, and now a hit by pitch of Issa Torres. And here comes Devin Flaherty.
This is the end of the day. You're not going to the bullpen right now. And again, you just hope that Maxwell makes a pitch.
First pitch, lefty-lefty matchup is strike one. Devin Flaherty, arguably one of the hottest hitting Seminoles right now. 5 for 8 with 2 runs scored and an RBI in the regional. The 0-1 just misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think the fans thought it was a strike, and then we're grateful it didn't hit her. I think there was like a lot of on that pitch. Base is full of Knowles. The 1-1 from Maxwell. Low and away, 2 balls and a strike.
You can hear a lot of groans from fans, but I'm going to be real here. A lot of these pitches haven't been that close.
They're not.
Unfortunately.
Kinsey Hansen is going to go out and talk to Kelly again here. What's the message here?
Settle down. I mean, you can see it. And Kelly Maxwell is a pro and has been on the biggest stages. She's an absolute professional. But she's got to settle in. I mean, she looks a little bit rattled, for lack of a better word. And you can see it. You can see it in her mechanics. She's trying to guide the ball a little bit. So she just needs to settle down, make 1 pitch, throw a ground ball.
Here's the 2-1 from Maxwell. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
And that's a pitch.
2 balls and 2 strikes. The lefty Flaherty digs in deep in the box. Scoreless game. Florida trying to strike first. The pitch bounced back towards Maxwell. Takes a short hop. Shovels to first. Got her! Florida State's going to challenge it. I think.
It wasn't close.
I don't know why they're challenging this unless it's out of frustration from not being able to get anything done in this inning.
I don't feel like that was close. I mean, it was close, but it was clear. She was clearly out. But with all that, I mean, Florida State shot themselves in the foot in that inning, taking a run off the board.
I mean, you cannot ask for a bigger break than what Oklahoma received this half inning. We'll see if they can keep it going. But we'll wait on this official review brought to you by McIntyre Law, the law firm you should turn to for all of your personal injury needs. Of course, it was great to see the billboard celebrating Sooner softball all over the Norman community, courtesy of our buddy Noble McIntyre. All right, we're getting our look at the replay. The shovel. I don't know. Let's see if we can't get one more angle. The shovel, left foot. Ooh, they just got her.
Yeah, barely.
They just got her. All right. Just barely. I mean, it was. Yeah. It was a bang-bang play over at first base. I can't blame him for challenging it, though.
Not after we see it there. But I will say, live, she looked out.
Yeah. She looked out. And Florida State will go without a run. To the circle goes one of the most talented freshman arms in all of college softball so far this season. As we are scoreless. And Ashton Danley, 3.12 ERA, 18-5 on the season. This will be her 20th start. And based on the way things have gone injury-wise, DJ Sanchez, I think there is a chance we're going to see a lot of her this weekend. She pitched 10 2/3 of an inning during the regional, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs. All 4 of those came against Auburn. She did walk 6 across the 3 games, struck out 7. What do you like about the freshman?
She does a really good job of keeping things simple. And what I mean by that is she doesn't have overpowering stuff. She doesn't necessarily have ungodly breaking stuff. But she does such a great job of just hitting spots. I mean, and it's impressive to watch.
Jada Coleman shows bunt on a first pitch ball that's up high.
But Danley really threads a needle with where she places her pitches, and it's pretty awesome to see, especially from such a young pitcher.
I still can't believe we're putting a 0 up in the run column from that top half of the first from Florida State.
Yeah.
Wow. Coleman takes strike one on the 1-0, which was right down the middle. How about bragging on Jada for a bit? Has that season average back up over now. 403 average. 12 home runs, 42 runs batted in. The 1-1. Line drive, caught. Second base, Flaherty reaches and makes the grab, and there's one away.
And that's kind of one of those spots I'm talking about, kind of in on the hands, and Jada Coleman put a good hack on it, but just at the last minute it kind of got in a little bit further than what she recognized it out of the hand.
Here's T.R.A. Jennings. That was, by the way, a 34th pitch first inning for Kelly Maxwell. First pitch to T.R.A. is up and in, ball one.
To walk out of that and still hang a goose egg, I mean, it makes it sound like I wish Florida State would have scored. That's not in any way what I need. No. But you're watching it and you're going, oh my, like, take that gift and let's get better.
Here comes the 1-0. That ball's hit pretty well. Deep to center field. It's 1-0 Sooners on a home run into center field's Gasso's Garden. Oklahoma strikes first in the Super Regional on a big bomb from T.R.A. And it's 1-0 Oklahoma.
That is the leadership that this team needs. Right there. T.R.A. Jennings seeing a pitch that she can handle. And you know what? That's the type of thing that's going to give Kelly Maxwell a little bit of a breath to say, okay, let's go. Let's start fresh with a lead.
Here comes Ella Parker. 95th career home run from T.R.A. Jennings has tied Lauren Chamberlain Gibson for third all-time in NCAA home run history. First pitch to Ella Parker is low and in, ball one. 95, a number I never thought anyone would catch. Then along came Alo, and along comes Jennings. What a moment to start this Super Regional. Here's the 1-0, and that's low. There's a fan who's into the center field garden to retrieve the softball. Good on her. I hope she doesn't get in trouble.
I was going to say, she got out before anyone went and got her, so.
She quickly found her seat. She might just get to keep that one. Here's the 1-1 to Parker, way up high, 2-0.
She had to work for it. She should.
Though I will say, I've noticed out in Gasso's Garden in center field, starting to see some flowers bloom. They're on the upper level, things you love to see. Parker hitting .413 on the season. Here's the 2-1 pitch to the freshman, low and in, ball three. Well, you couldn't ask for a more challenging start in the field, in the circle, but Oklahoma is looking to add some juice here in the first. The 3-1 hard hit to the right side. What a backhanded play by Ross. She'll take it to the bag for the second out. What a play by Ross on a hot shot. There's two away.
And Ross just made it look routine. But I'll say this, Ella Parker putting a good swing on the ball.
Parker, by the way, was named one of the Freshman of the Year finalists.
Rightfully so.
Again, I'm not probably as deep in the world where I've seen a ton of the other finalists. But to me, I think she's the winner. She's been amazing. Yep. Here's Brito. First pitch to the Sooner third baseman, who's right at 400 on the season, headed home, misses outside. By the way, OU has had Freshman of the Year in Paige Parker, Jocelyn Alo, T.R.A. Jennings, and Jordy Ball. Not a bad quad of stars. Here's the 1-0 pitch to the Sooner third baseman. Lined deep to left center field. It hits the wall and leaves a dent. in. Brito slides headfirst into second with a 2-out double. That ball absolutely rocked the center field wall, and Brito lets out a yell as she stands at second base with a 2-out double.
That ball was smashed. And we talked about this in the pregame, about this team coming out faster. And you've absolutely seen it. And here's another thing. Put the pressure on the freshman pitcher. In the circle, she's thrown a lot of innings. She's had a lot of success this year, but this is her first super. Put the pressure on the freshman.
Here is Cassidy Pickering, lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch misses up high, ball 1. 1-0 Sooners on a first inning home run from Tiare Jennings that went over the center field wall. 1 ball, no strikes. And one of those lefty-lefty matchups here. Pickering takes it way up high, 2-1. And I'll tell you, and Lonnie Alameda is coming right out. Danley's outstanding.
Yep.
She's had an outstanding season. If that's her changeup this weekend,
it's going to be short.
We're on our way to Oklahoma City.
Yep.
I don't think that's it, but the way that pitch looked coming in, oh boy, that I think Lonnie Alameda saw it right away too.
Yeah.
What is the message here from Coach Alameda to her young freshman pitcher? Settle down?
Well, yes, but in the same token, she hasn't necessarily been awful in this inning. She's made a couple tough pitches, but she's an out away from not hanging a crooked number, right? So
that's right.
I think for her, this is a different environment too. This place is rocking. It is packed to the brim. I really want to see Oklahoma use all of this to their advantage, and so far offensively, they have been.
Here's the 2-0 pitch to Pickering. Ooh, she had a cut and fouled it off. This is our moment where we remind you that we love to hear where you're listening from. Check in throughout the broadcast at OU on the air. That's at OU on the air. We've already heard from the Pickerings who are tuned in. Cassidy's grandparents up in Willow Creek, Montana. That's my sign to remind you guys. 2-1, she shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes ball 3.
I like it.
I don't think Beecham was buying that she was going to bunt because she went straight for the bag. Beecham got to throws her hands at home plate. But it's a 3-1 count now with Kinsey Hansen waiting on deck. Pitch headed home, ball 4.
One of our keys was for every at-bat to be purposeful. And so far in this ball game, I'm even going to go back to Ella Parker. Hard ground ball. Every single at-bat has had a purpose in this ball game so far, and you can see the difference.
When it's postseason time, no one's been more consistent than Kinsey Hansen. She stands in with runners at first and second, 2 outs, first pitch up high, ball 1. Riley Boone waits on deck. And the entire infield is going to come together to try to calm and relax the freshman pitcher, Danley. I don't know if there was anyone else I would handpick to be in a moment like this right now early in this game than Kinsey Hansen.
Absolutely. You get the feeling that, you could say this about a lot of seniors in this lineup, but she kind of lives for this moment. And she's come up so clutch.
She was 0 for 3 against Oregon in the Sunday game, which actually broke a hitting streak of 5 straight in the postseason, including that 2 for 3 game with a couple of runs batted in against BYU. So she's a little bit more fired up after that 0-for in the Sunday game against Oregon. A ball and no strikes. Everyone's back to their position. Danley, lefty, rocks and fires off speed. That's the Danley off speed. In for strike 1. That was pretty. That's the lookout. That's why she's one of the best freshman pitchers in the country. Yeah. The next pitch will be her 20th in the bottom of the first inning. First and second, 2 outs. The 1-1, another off speed. That one hangs up high.
But that
2 balls and a strike. Yeah.
You better not throw it there too much.
Quick trip down to the pin for Florida State as Maddie Fry is headed down to get ready, as is Emma Wilson. First and second, 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch to Hansen. Inside corner, strike 2. Good spot. Hansen can't believe it.
That's a nice pitch. It may have been a little bit in, but that's kind of that location, that very deliberate location that I was talking about.
Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to K9. Off speed. She hangs, waits, and gets a piece of it to stay alive.
And that off-speed pitch up in the zone, again, that's a dangerous place to live. Huge difference. And also, too, a pitch that's lower looks slower as well. So you throw that pitch a little bit elevated, it makes it easier to recognize it and reload, kind of like what we just saw Hansen do on that foul ball.
2-2, way up high, ball 3. What is Daly? Is the ball getting stuck on her hand, or I
don't think so. I think she's just missing her pitches. And that off-speed pitch is really, you can almost kind of see her trying to guide it a little bit. We've seen that this entire inning from both pitchers, just trying to kind of be too fine.
3-2 pitch, grounded foul down the third base line. Three balls and 2 strikes. Sooners looking to put a crooked number up in the first. Already leading 1-0. The pitch grounded towards third. Beecham up with it. Steps on the bag. Inning over. And much like Oklahoma's top half of the first, Florida State has to be jogging off with a little feeling of relief. And they were able to hold OU to just a single run. We had at the bottom of the first inning. We had at the top of the second inning after a bottom of the first where the Sooners, we go. Oklahoma leads Florida State 1-0. Oklahoma Athletics would like to thank the official Eat and Play State partners. Visit Norman, Cup Pop, Courtyard by Marriott, Midway Deli, Nashburn, and Norman in the CED. Visit Soonersports.com for more information. And for comprehensive coverage of college baseball and softball all postseason long, to turn to SiriusXM College Sports Radio Channel 375 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app. SiriusXM is the home of your favorite team and conference, including live games plus interviews and analysis. Cheer along online with the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.us/Big 12 Radio 2023. All right. Both teams, I guess you can say, survive the first inning in the field. 1-0 Sooners. The first pitch to Janae Kerr is a little bit up and away, ball 1.
And I'm a little bit curious because we saw it on both sides. Obviously, Maxwell having a hard time finding the zone, and Danley having some big misses as well. It is muggy. It is humid. Curious if there's any grip issues.
There's a pitch that looked really good. It's called a ball.
Yeah. Here we go. And it's like,
that was a good spot to Janae Kerr. The 2-0 pitch is bounced to the right side. Nice job by Sanders, charging on the short hop. Takes it to the bag, 1 away. I sense a feeling of relief with the leadoff. They're getting retired on a routine bounce out.
Well, I think at this point, too, again, go out and throw with a lead, right? Having Jennings do what she did in the bottom half of the first, it should give Maxwell a little bit of just ability to take a breath.
Ross takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Junior first baseman is hitting .324 on the season. I was looking back on my World Series notes from last year and just kind of seeing how different and how similar this team is. Oh, there's one of those I didn't mean to check swing foul balls. And for as much that's the same, like for instance, Kaylee Mudge was the leadoff hitter. Shania Kerr was actually out in center field. They've got her in right now, but she was the 2-hole hitter. They had Harding playing third. But for as much as it felt like a change, the top 5 hitters were exactly the same, at least in being in the lineup, as the 1-1 pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 2.
I think I think what's so interesting about this Florida State team is there is so much experience, but they're so young in the circle.
Yeah. Makes it rough. The 1-2 outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mentioned it's I don't think that there's a Lauren Chamberlain on this team, but this does kind of remind you a bit of that 2015 Oklahoma team.
Yeah.
Have a very young, talented lefty and some absolute bombers, including Ross, who has 8 home runs. The 2-2 is ripped down the left field line, foul.
Good opportunity here for Maxwell to place an off speed. She's really got Ross out on her front foot. Good job of getting in on the hands. I've talked about it a ton in this game. I'm probably going to talk about it all game. But good opportunity here to throw a deceptive off speed.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see what Maxwell has in the bag. She rocks and fires. Fouled back. Ross wasn't one of those names that saw a ton of time during last year's World Series. She has improved here in 2024 to be a regular part of this lineup, though she's been in a bit of a slump recently. There's 1 for her last 11. Her last hit came on May 4th. The 2-2. Got it. Swinging. Hansen will throw down to first for out number 2. First strike out of the game for Kelly Maxwell.
And you could just see the setup, right? I was a pitch early saying change up, but that's what you wanted. And it was in the dirt. She buried it, and you could just see Ross fishing for that pitch. That's a great sequence coming from Maxwell. Love to see her follow up the run with 2 quick outs.
Kennedy Hart, another talented freshman in this lineup, the center fielder. First pitch swinging and fouls it off. Man, I'm going to tell you something. Okay. I am not a weatherman, but I don't like those clouds beyond the left field.
It's a hair ominous.
Everything on the radar looks good, though. I'm just saying, I don't like it. Especially with the wind blowing this way. The 0-1 fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes. By the way, in our weather report from the Trails Golf Club, it looks clear tonight. It's starting to cool off a little bit with that cloud cover. But as it stands right now, it is still warm, warm, warm. 84 degrees. What do you do 0-2 here?
Bury something. Get something in the dirt.
Out, or the other way. Way
Either
up.
way. Either way.
1 ball, 2 strikes. One nothing Sooners. Bottom of the second for OU. We'll have Boone, Torres, and Sanders. If Maxwell can get him there with this 1-2 pitch, he brings it home, and it's hit pretty well to left field. But Riley Boone has a beat on it, makes the catch, and that'll do it. 1-0 Sooners as we head to the bottom of the second inning with DJ Sanchez. I'm Chris Plank. A solo home run in the first from Tiare Jennings. Florida State, despite the fact they haven't had a hit, loaded the bases in the top of the first inning. And Oklahoma somehow, some way got out of the self-inflicted jam. First pitch to Riley Boone is a strike. DJ, we put Riley Boone in our Love's Travel Stops player to watch tonight. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. 5 of her last 12. A mini 4-game hitting streak. Has had a hit in 7 of the last 8 games for the Sooners. And as she waits on this 0-1 pitch, that hits her in the foot. She's off to first base. And I was just going to say, by any means, she's been able to get on base and start a rally for the Sooners.
Same page, Plank, same page. Now, she was really good in the regional and just finding her way on base, using the dirt, doing some different things, and again, finding a way to get something done there. Take it any way you can get it for a leadoff.
All right, here's Alina Torres.
This 7-8-9 with Boone, Torres, Sydney Sanders could really be dirty if they get moving.
First pitch to Alina, she shows bunt. She takes strike 1. Boone dances around like she was going to take off for second. They have Flaherty rotating over to cover the bag while Ross, the first baseman, charged. No balls and a strike to the Sooners senior second baseman. .342 batting average for Alina. The 0-1 is low, 1 ball, 1 strike. And I mean, Riley Boone is as obnoxious as you could possibly be over at first base.
I kind of love it.
And I mean that with high praise.
Yes, no, I love it. It's that game within the game. You've got a catcher in Edenfield who is outstanding, has played in the National Championship Series.
1-1. Oh, it was a hit and run, and Torres had a cut and fouled it off.
But you can just see Riley Boone toying with her a little bit. And a lot of pride and some ego behind that play. And I don't mean that as a knock, right? But in Edenfield. So I like the cat and mouse coming from Riley Boone.
0 for her last 6 for Riley Boone over the span of 4 games. Behind on the count, a ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. She reaches and rips one towards the right center field gap. It's up the alley and to the wall. Pavigasso waves home Riley Boone. She'll score without a throw on an RBI double from Alina Torres. It's 2-0 Sooners.
That is such a good piece of hitting from Alina Torres. And that pitch to Torres was so outside. I mean, she just took her barrel and threw it at it. You could even see her when she released the bat. She almost threw it unintentionally into the on-deck circle. We just said it. That 789 could be filthy if they get hot at the right time.
Well, what a chance here for Sid Sanders. The right-handed hitting first baseman digs in. Torres at second, 2-0 Sooners. First pitch low, ball 1. There is one thing, though, you can't deny about Sid Sanders. She has been fantastic when it comes to drawing walks.
Yep.
Second on the team with 40 walks this season, tied for the team lead, having been hit by 5 pitches. Here's the 1-0. Swings and lines one right at Budge in left field. Torres has got to go sprinting back to second base. There's one away, and the crowd reacts to the line drive from Sanders. Including yours truly, sorry.
Again, you can't hit a ball much better than that. And that is, we said Sid Sanders was one good swing away. I think that was it's not a hit, but it's good to see her have an aggressive at bat.
Jada Coleman lined out to second in her first at bat. First pitch, that off speed hangs up high. 50 miles an hour on the gun on the 34th pitch of the game for the freshman Danley. 2-0 Sooners, bottom of the second. Torres at second after her RBI double. The 1-0 pitch to Coleman, bunts it foul. Oh, everyone came charging. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Sooners. Florida State without a hit so far, and I feel comfortable saying that because, my goodness, they loaded the bases in the first inning without a hit.
Well,
if this ends up being a no-hitter, it'll be from one of the worst first innings we've ever seen in the circle for our girl, Kelly Maxwell.
Well, and in theory, a fielder's choice should have been a base hit.
The 1-1 pitch, that miss outside, 2 balls and a strike. I think Jada Coleman could lay a bunt down the third base line easily here.
Absolutely.
2-1. Instead, she's swinging and rocks it right at the second baseman, Flaherty, who plays it off a hop. 2 away, and there's a big smile off Jada's face because they know. I mean, this is just inevitable. And Lonnie Alameda sees it. She's going to walk out. You had 2 of the hardest hit outs you can have, and I think everyone in that Florida State dugout realized it. And Lonnie's going to go out. I don't think this is where you make a pitching change yet. They just don't have the arms. But you also got to be careful because, again, this game is by no means over, but it goes from being a step closer to over if you miss a spot to Tiare Jennings again.
No doubt. And at this point, we're in the second inning, and the Sooners have put a run on the board each inning, and every out here in the second has been smoked. And the unfortunate part, if you are Lonnie Alameda and this Florida State coaching staff, is you've kind of got to just sit back and wear it a little bit because you can't start the merry-go-round of pitching because they don't have it right now. So they've got to be very, very strategic with how they use people, but they also have to find a way to keep this game in check. And right now, you're in a bit of a spot here. You got an open bag for Tiare Jennings, though.
Ella Parker waits on deck. Jennings homered her last time up. First pitch, that off speed hangs up high. 50 miles an hour again. Jennings has had multi-hits in 2 of her last 4 games. She's already 1 for 1 with a home run here today. A 1-0, misses low and away, 2-0.
And we may see kind of that intentional, unintentional walk type of situation here coming from Danley, throwing some pitches, just trying to get Jennings to chase. Not that Parker's a much better option, but
2-0, misses out, ball 3.
But I feel like that's what we're seeing, and I love Ella Parker in this spot.
It's a 3-0 count. Jennings will be taking all the way, and that misses well outside, ball 4. I think you were right, DJ Sanchez. I think you were right. The old unintentional intentional walk. I say the old, I don't know if they call it that, but at least it seems like it to me.
We're going to call it that now.
Here we go. Ella Parker was trying to look down towards Patty Gasso, and Edenfield was she was out barking out some instructions to Danley, and Parker was dancing around trying to look around Edenfield. Here we go. First pitch, Parker takes it low, ball 1.
And Florida State shortstop Issa Torres is shaded so far up the middle. I mean,
that 5-6 hole's wide open.
Yes.
Ella Parker loves the 5-6 hole.
Beecham's off the line a bit, but
the 1-0 hangs in and hangs right down the middle for strike 1. Looked like that ball might stay up. That thing got right in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jennings at first now after the walk. Torres at third, 2 outs, 2-0 Sooners. Here's the 1-1 to Parker. That ball hung up high, ball 2.
Her off speed really kind of is throwing me for a loop here, because we'll see it really look good, right, and then we'll see it really look bad. And that location coming across at the letters is such a dangerous place to be throwing that pitch.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to the Sooner freshman. That's a strike. That one had a little juice on it. Got a swing there. 65 miles an hour.
Coach Gasso not happy about the call. But you can just see that was not what Parker was looking for.
Big moment in this game. The pitch clock is at 0. She just started her motion. The 2-2 is inside. Runners off to second. No one even looks at it. That was a pitch clock violation.
So pitch clock violation on top of, you've got one of the best defensive catchers in the country behind the plate who didn't even make an attempt. Didn't even look at T.R.A. Jennings, who snagged second base. Now runners at second and third. Here's a big 3-2 pitch to Parker. She swings and hits it pretty deep to center field. Hart back on it, though, makes the catch at the warning track and ends the inning. The Sooners strand 2, but a weird finish with the action clock looking like it had expired. 2-0 Sooners. As we head to the third, Kaylee Mudge, who walked and made a horrendous base running mistake in the first, leads things off and sees something she didn't see her entire first at bat. A strike.
Strike 1.
I knew the answer.
No balls and a strike. Left-handed hitting Mudge had one of the all-time greatest World Series runs. The 0-1 pitch falls low, 1-1.
I'll say this, going through this lineup the second time for Kelly Maxwell, has a two-run spot. I really want to see Maxwell kind of take the approach of starting this game fresh, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's the strike as the 1-1 is in for strike 2. Mudge's record in the 2021 World Series is the only player to ever have 5 hits in a 7-inning game against Alabama. She also holds the Women's College World Series record for hits in a single World Series with 14. Here's the 1-2. Looped on the infield. Sanders in foul territory makes the catch, and there's one away. Things you love to see keeping Kaylee Mudge off base.
And that pitch in on her hands. Underneath her hands and not allowing her to get extended on that pitch. But you can only do that if you're working ahead and count. So good to see Maxwell getting ahead quickly.
Absolutely. All right, here is Jason Lee Beecham. 0 for 1 on the day. A line out on a ball that looked destined for short, that it was cut off by Burrito. So it's technically a line out to third. She takes ball 1.
You personally hate Patty or what?
1 ball and no strikes. Not happy early on as the 1-0 misses way outside. With home plate umpire Chelsea Clark is the crew in front of the broadcast booth. I think I heard, do you personally hate Patty or what? Tom Meyer is over at first. Steve Gould is at second. Dustin Douglas is the third base umpire. Here's the 2-0 pitch to the talented freshman hitter. Came up and in, and Maxwell hit it.
We got some rowdy fans here tonight.
Gotta love it.
It's awesome.
Gotta love it. All right, here is Kaylee Harding. You mentioned something, and I'll just ask.
Yeah.
It is hot. It is muggy. Worry about grip. What would you do in the day?
You know, I'm going to stop what I was about to say, but I think for me, watching Kelly right now, you can see her continually going back to the towel, going back to her pants. Mm-hmm. But I think since the sun has gone behind the clouds, it's gotten better. First pitch in the dirt to Harding. She reached on that fielder's choice in the first. Ball 1. But I was never a rosin person. I did a lot of dirt, like in between every pitch, whether it was cold or hot. It didn't matter. It was just kind of part of my routine. So I didn't really notice humidity as much. But I think it's played a little bit of a factor here early in this ball game. Here's the 1-0. Line drive, left center field trouble. It's down. It'll get to the wall. Boone plays it off the wall, and Beecham fell down between second and third and somehow crawls her way back to the bag. Is she okay? She went down in a heap. Oh, my. She got back to the bag. She looks to be okay. I believe that's Travis Wilson, right? The coach's third for them? Travis quickly went out and checked on her, excuse me. Travis, by the way, has been here for a minute. He's in his 13th season with Lonnie Alameda at Florida State. Lonnie started to come out and check, but everything looks to be okay with Beecham. So it's a long single, and that's a big break for the Sooners, but also the first really hard-hit ball by this Florida State offense. And you could see on that pitch, Maxwell trying to get in under the hands. If you're going to go there, you've got to go there with authority. So, lesson learned. You take the single and move on. I mean, this has been kind of a strange game if you're Florida State. Like, it really has. And that wasn't a mistake from Beecham. I mean, it was just kind of one of those freak things, and she fell. But, I mean, this has been, I used the term sloppy in between innings, but it's just been kind of a strange game. Edenfield could change it with one swing of the bat. She walked her last time up, and there's a strike. Right down the middle. I like the idea of the strike, but that placement, little concerning. No balls and a strike. 2-0 Sooners, top of the third inning. Runners at first and second with 1 out for Florida State. The pitch, it's a little bit out. 1 ball, 1 strike. I know that Edenfield's not a big ground ball hitter. Yeah. But I wouldn't complain about a little, maybe like 6-4-3, yeah. Or a 5 unassisted throw around at first. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Like a little one-hopper, hot shot over to Brito, step on the bag, and then throw it to first. Here's the 1-1. Popped up right side, out of play. That's a good pitch. That's what you want to see more of. Yes. And, again, good count here for Kelly Maxwell. Pitcher's count, a ball and 2 strikes. But she's got to be very particular with this 2-strike location. I mean, these are the types of pitches and the types of counts that are going to make and break the day for her. So use this 1-2 count and make a pitcher's pitch here. Maxwell's ready.
The pitch in the dirt. Good job by Hansen.
I don't mind that location. Trying to get Edenfield to chase. Again, I feel like we see some pitches in the dirt coming from Maxwell, and some of them are intentional, right? Trying to kind of bury a pitch when she's ahead in the count.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Kelly stares in. From the belt, brings it home. In the dirt, Hansen knocks it down. The runners take off. She will not have a play. Full count.
And then
everybody moves up 60.
Difference between, again, kind of taking a pitch and burying it and then taking a pitch and bouncing it, right? So I think just trying to find that sweet spot of where she's trying to locate. I see what she's trying to do. It hasn't quite been there consistently.
Full count. She got a pitch clock violation. Unbelievable.
And they should have called it a half inning ago. That's unacceptable.
Yeah. It was an action clock violation, ball 4.
It absolutely was, but the exact same thing happened 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. That is, at least from my memory, I think that's the first pitch clock, ball 4, action clock, ball 4 we've had this year from Oklahoma. I can't think of another time that it's happened.
It's the first time it's happened here at Lowe's Field.
Well, hey, Maxwell's she's been flirting with it too. I don't know what's going on. But here's Issa Torres. Bases loaded again for Florida State. Only 1 out. Sooners come in on the infield, at least on the corners. Torres was hit by a pitch the last time up, and now here's strike 1. I will say, DJ, knowing that Kelly Maxwell has had some struggles against Florida State, I wonder, too, if Oklahoma's kind of asking her to do a few things maybe differently. Maybe that she's not overly comfortable with what they want her to throw and when they want her to throw it. As the 0-1 pitch is bounced off her foul. So there's strike 2, 0-2. Yeah.
You know, anytime you go back and you look at film or you look at outcomes that you've gotten and they haven't been outstanding, you've got to change what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
It's just part of the game. And I think along with that, there will come some uncomfortability, but I just don't think Kelly Maxwell looks very sharp tonight.
0-2, bounce foul off the foot of Torres.
But you don't necessarily have to be at your complete best and be 100% sharp to win a ball game. And that's the beauty of it, right?
This inning started on a pop-out, absolutely. On a pop-out by Kaylee Mudge, and then a hit-by pitch of Beecham, a single by Harding, and then a walk to Edenfield, who stands at first. Bases loaded. 0-2 pitch again from Kelly Maxwell. Here it comes, way up and away. 1-2. Wind is picked up a bit, blowing across the field from left to right, and that be blowing, well, I say, based on our direction, across the field from home plate from left to right field. So you got a little bit of a tunnel wind-wise out to right field. The 1-2, swing and a miss. What a pitch! 2 away. Second strikeout of the game for Kelly Maxwell.
And it's a big one. I mean, talk about making a pitch at a huge moment. Man. I mean, if she had Torres, you could see kind of the veteran versus a freshman matchup there. She had Torres completely off balance and chasing pitches.
First pitch to Flaherty, a little bit low and away, ball 1. Fans throw their hands up. They thought it was a strike. One of those few times I don't necessarily agree with everybody here. That looked a little bit out to me. 1 ball and no strikes. Flaherty, her last time up, grounded out back to Maxwell on a play that was reviewed, a McIntyre law review. 10 the first. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Base is full of Seminoles. Sooners 2-zip lead is a precarious one. Sooners have had a few breaks here tonight. Beecham falling down between second and third. A 1-1 pitch. Line drive, right field, base hit. 1 run scores easily. They'll come home and tie the game. The throw hopped a few times, and Florida State gets the clutch 2-out hit it needs from Devin Flaherty, and it's 2-2. And unfortunately, that's something that Kelly's been flirting with all night long.
You know, it's tough to hang zeros when you're putting runners on. But again, you just got to keep grinding. And I think right now, this has been a grind for Kelly Maxwell in this ballgame. She doesn't have her best stuff, but she's continuing to fight, and that's what you've got to do. That's the name of the game.
Here's Janai Kerr. First pitch, lefty-lefty matchup is in for a strike. Kerr was part of a 1-2-3 second. Now you felt like, all right, maybe some things are starting to click. 71 pitches for Kelly Maxwell through now 2 2/3. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from the lefty Maxwell. Popped up a mile high out into right center field. Cassidy Pickering calls off everyone, makes the catch, and the third comes to a thankful end for the Sooners. Pin for both teams. Emma Wilson has made her way to the Florida State pin. We saw Peyton Monticello working a bit for Oklahoma. It's 2-2. Florida State gets 2 in the top half of the third to tie the game. As we head to the bottom half, Brito, Pickering, and Hansen do up. And before we get going, a very special shout out to Jana, battling hard against dreaded disease known as cancer and winning. Zane, Jana, Rick, the dogs and cats checking in from North Huntington, Pennsylvania tonight. Prayers with you. Jana, continue to battle. No, the Sooners will. Knotted up at 2. First pitch to Brito. Wow, that ball skipped well before home plate. Ball 1.
This has just been, so far, just kind of a strange game because it doesn't feel like either team is really in control, right? Like Oklahoma offensively has been really good. So you kind of get that feeling. But on the other side, Florida State has threatened every inning.
1-0 misses outside, 2-0.
It's just felt like no one truly has momentum or has been able to keep it, I guess.
It's a good way to put it. Neither team has been able to get it and or keep it. 2-0 is ball 3 way outside. Saw Lisa Bada checked in tonight. Our buddy Mark Worley is back. Chef is in the Philippines where he says good morning. Ron and Tracy Buckley from Madrid, Spain. 3-0 to Brito, and she hammers one deep to left field. Oh my goodness, it's gone! A home run on a 3-0 pitch from Alyssa Brito over the left field wall, and it's 3-2 Sooners. Brito absolutely blasted that ball out of here.
So that's the type of momentum you've got to keep in that dugout. You take a 3-0 pitch and lace it. I mean, if that doesn't get you fired up in that dugout and get you to a point where you're going, let's go, and pull away, nothing's going to do it. Wow.
I was so shocked she swung, I knocked my headphones off. Here comes Pickering, who has been accused of swinging at a few 3-0 pitches this year.
That was just a BP hack.
I mean, wow. Wow, home runs this season are brought to you proudly by the dedicated people and hardworking people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. First pitch to Pickering is on the inside corner for strike 1.
You know what, though? That's taking advantage of the freshman in the circle. 3-0, leadoff batter of an inning. You know you are getting a pitch that is basically batting practice. Yep. I mean, it's taken advantage of the youth.
The 0-1, that skips in for ball 1. Our buddy Jim in Arlington has tuned in after listening to the OU baseball win tonight. Good to see Jim tuned in. Red Leverage up in New York City. 1-1 pitch to Pickering. She rips one off the glove of Flaherty and ricochets to Torres at short, but can't make a play. There's Pickering's first hit of the game. Aboard for the second time, a walk and a single. Let's go.
Sooners are all over Danley. again, I know Florida State doesn't have a lot of options right now, but I'm curious to see what the game plan is because, I mean, you're playing with fire leaving Danley out there too long.
3-2 Sooners. OU has scored in every run. Pickering's at first. 5th hit of the game for the Sooners. First pitch to K9, hangs up high, ball 1. The TRA Jennings first inning home run. The RBI double from Alina Torres in the second. The Burrito home run in the third. A Burrito bomb. Here's the 1-0. Inside, ball 2. JT Gasso, I don't think he'll mind me saying this, his final message to the team was attack. All night long, attack. Don't let up. Keep attacking at the plate. 2-0 is low, ball 3. I know the score's 3-2, and I know the pitching hasn't been through 3 innings, but this is what it has looked like in the past.
No, offense has been big time in this ball game, and I think you're right, Plank. I think it's gotten a little bit lost, because this is, again, this has been a strange game, but offense has been about as solid as we've seen them.
There's a 4-pitch walk to Hansen. I don't know how much Lonnie Alameda. I want her to stay with her.
Same, but from a gamesmanship standpoint, you're kind of going, all right.
Lonnie Alameda is talking in a walkie-talkie to the bullpen right now, standing right at the opening of the Florida State dugout. Florida State has come together as a team. She is in deep talks with Kaylee Rafter, who's her third-year assistant coach inside that Florida State dugout. And it looks like they're going to stay here with the freshman Danley.
Well, and it's just, again, when you start getting your pitching staff depleted, you feel like you're backed into a corner, and I think that's kind of probably a little bit about what they're feeling.
You lived it as a player.
Yep.
You lived it as a coach,
yep.
too. When there's no one else, you got to count on one person.
Yeah. And sometimes you're like, well, for a pitcher, you're kind of going, well, let's go. They don't have many options, right? But
nope.
It's a terrible spot to be in, especially in a super.
All right, Riley Boone at the plate, first and second. She lays down a beautiful bunt down the first base line. The throw to first is wild. It's down the line. Here comes Pickering. 4-2 Sooners as Riley Boone creates some havoc, baby.
Gotta love it. And Riley Boone doing what she has done all postseason is finding a way to just apply pressure to defenses, and that looks like it's going to be the day for Danley.
It was charged by Ross, who when she threw it down the first base line, it went wide and down the right field line, and that'll be it for Danley. She'll be responsible for the runners at second and third. I had heard some pundits. I talked to Eric Lopez today, my buddy over at D1 Softball, and he said it wouldn't surprise me to see some of these games be in the 8-6, 9-5 range. And we're well on our way to that here. It's 4-2 in the bottom of the third on here to try to stop the Sooner attack. There's still nobody out with runners at second and third. And here comes Alina Torres. Let's go. Let's go. Emma Wilson's last appearance came on May 4th. This is her first appearance in the postseason. She hasn't pitched more of a third of an inning in over a month and a half.
Well, welcome
desperate
to the
times.
show.
Desperate times, man. The injury to McKenna Reed, Allison Royalty out for the year. Is really handcuffed Lonnie Alameda. Hey, good evening to the Lees, who are starting out Memorial Day weekend in Cedar Park. Large Williams on the couch in Edmond. Matt's in Arkansas tonight. Joe Bob Hackney's got us dialed in, as does Sooner Judy in Silver City. And Casey, who's in Cavazos, Texas, before heading to Nebraska tomorrow. We're ready to go. The righty Wilson checks in. The first pitch to Torres is a little bit low, ball 1. Anything in particular here on Wilson that you've seen, DJ, and scouting her?
Again, very, very similar in the fact that she does not have that overpowering velocity. And honestly, the thing the Sooners need to do here against Wilson is that pitch misses low, is to just flat out wait on the ball. And, I mean, take the ball the other way, because Wilson is not going to blow the ball by you. But that's been a struggle for the Sooners sometimes this season.
Here's the 2-0 pitch to Torres. That's a strike. I don't mind that take either, because that was a little bit low and out. Torres didn't like the call. She's going to take a quick little walk. Wilson, the righty, wears the face mask, grabs the dirt as she wipes it on her right leg. Senior out of Dallas, Georgia. Squeeze bunt, foul. Kinsey Hansen had a big smile on her face. Oh, you had called the squeeze there. How about that? Dallas, Georgia, by way of North Holding High School for Emma Wilson, the righty. Elena Torres had one of the first big hits in this game, an RBI double in the second. She's 1 for 1. How about another one in that right center field gap? The pitch, the rip foul down the third base line. Good cut.
You can kind of just see the change of pace from Wilson again.
Really got away.
Yes, and I feel like probably part of the game plan is zone in on one pitch. Again, she's not going to beat you with anything, because nothing is really overpowering. Nothing is going to have that just unhittable type of break. So I think just zone in on one pitch and wait for it.
2-2, grounded back to Wilson, drops. She'll just throw to first, high, but Torres is out. Hansen scores. It's 5-2 Sooners on the RBI ground out by Torres. There you go, Alina.
Yes. Every at-bat is applying pressure. And we talked about it as a key of being purposeful. And you can just see it. Even in the outs, a ground out back to the pitcher looked labored. It looked urgent. It looked panicked.
They did, by the way, I was just double-checking the story for those of you that care about this kind of stuff. They did credit Riley Boone with a single. They did not give her an RBI. Sid Sanders is 0 for 1, but hit the ball on a line her last time up. First pitch, checked her swing on a 62-mile-an-hour heater up high, ball 1. 5-2 now Sooners. A 3-run third, that crooked number DJ's been talking about. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch popped up, shallow left field, racing out is Torres, the shortstop, to make the catch, and there's 2 away. Just fooled Sanders a bit. And there's 2 outs, and here comes Jada Coleman.
Big spot here for Jada. Been a little quiet in this ball game.
She's hit the ball hard, that is for certain. Coach K and Shauna are tuned in tonight on their way to a restaurant to celebrate their 32nd wedding anniversary. How cool is that? Laura's parents, Jay Kennedy, tuned in from Section 10 tonight. Darla from New Walla. They watch as the first pitch is in the dirt to Jada Coleman for ball 1. Debbie and J.O. Parker in Montezuma. Mickey checking in while in Sugar Land, Nick is in Oklahoma. I like the dual check-ins. It brings me much joy.
Nikki, I was in Sugar Land this morning.
Wow. Hard hit ball left side. Nice play by Beecham. Gloves it. The third baseman throws and gets her. And that'll do it for the Sooners in the third. But Oklahoma strikes back. They put up a crooked number, a 3-run bottom of the third. And as we head to the fourth, it's all Sooners. Football is also brought to you by OG&E. OG&E, we energize life. And when you can't be at the game, Sooner Sports TV has you covered on the air and online at Soonersports.tv. Sooner Sports TV is presented by our cornerstone partners, Anheuser-Busch and OU Health. DJ, as we head to the fourth, with the Sooners on top 5-2. Big tip of the cap to the Oklahoma Sooners, who have moved on in the Big 12 baseball tournament. They beat Kansas today 7-5, despite committing 7 errors. The Sooners will play tomorrow against, they said, the winner of Game 13. So that would be Kansas and TCU. Kansas and TCU will play tomorrow at 9 a.m. and then Oklahoma will play the winner of that in the semifinal.
I love watching this OU baseball team play.
They're so fun. All right, here we go. Let's see if Kelly Maxwell has it worked out. 5-2, the Sooners lead at first pitch, swing and a miss, strike one to Maya Ross.
Talked so much about momentum in this game and how it feels like not one dugout has been able to keep it. Really want to see Kelly Maxwell put her foot on the gas here.
Yeah, absolutely. The 0-1. It's a bunt that's popped up behind home plate, but too strong. I don't think, though, real quick, you were talking about loving the OU baseball team. I don't think anything in the world has confused me more than the Big 12's bracket. And now suddenly when you get to the semifinal, it's no longer double elimination.
Do you think they do it to try to save arms?
Maybe. But by that point, the Sooners haven't lost, and a team could knock them out by just beating them once.
I agree.
0-2, up high, 1-2. I just love Skip Johnson, and that's what this boils down to. It's wrong, I tell you. But congratulations to OU. Great win today. 12:30 tomorrow. Toby will be on the air with Kayla Murray at a 12 o'clock pregame show. Foul back. I say Kayla Carly Murray, who has been fantastic in her dugout interviews and her post-game conversations. She had Coach Stoops on yesterday. He was in the crowd at the OU baseball game. It was awesome stuff. Here's the 1-2 pitch as OU tries to the leadoff hitter out. Swinging did she get a piece of it? Just got a piece of it. Swinging a foul at the plate.
Tell you what, though.
Ball and 2 strikes.
Ross just looks overmatched. A little bit long in her swings. I mean, when she's swinging, she's barely getting a piece. And kind of some big swings and misses.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Maxwell readies the pitch in the dirt. Ball 2. Saw our buddy Joel from Rogersville, Tennessee had checked in. Eric and Larissa Holquin. Crystal's out in, she said, Section 8 tonight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Pop foul off the net again. The next pitch for Kelly Maxwell will be her 80th pitch as the wind picks up and gives us a nice breeze here at Loves Field.
It has not been an easy outing for Maxwell. Now,
that's the kindest way you could describe it right now.
I'm kind, Plain. That's my middle name. But she's continued to battle, and you've got to appreciate that.
2-2. Ooh, just missed outside. Everyone hopped around, thought it was strike 3. It was not. Fans can't believe it. 5-2 Sooners. We're in the top of the 4th inning. 5 runs on 6 hits for OU, 2 runs on 2 hits and an error for Florida State. I thought she had it. Full count pitch. Line drive, right side, falling fast towards the corner. It's down foul.
Really want to see Maxwell make a pitch here. You can, again, I'm just watching this at bat, and Ross looks overmatched. So anything underneath the hands, anything that has a little bit of bite on the outside corner, she's going to get her, but I really want to see her go after Ross.
3-2, another pop foul. You know, we talk about those at bats that can change the momentum of a game. Avery Hodge had one on Sunday, a 12-pitch at bat, ended in a hit by pitch. This is shaping up to be a pretty impressive at bat here for Maya Ross. Full count pitch again. Here it comes. Ooh, just missed outside. Ball 4.
Good at bat by Ross. Again, I'd really like to see. You hate to see a walk to the A-hole, right? I mean, and especially when, again, good at bat, fouling pitches off, but she was never quite on time. So finding a way to make a pitch there.
Here's Kennedy Harb, her last time up. She flied out to left field. That ended the 2nd inning. First pitch is in for a strike. Oklahoma, in one number that Thomas Breach, our media relations guru, dropped on me before the game that didn't even resonate. That's pretty impressive. I'll tell you, after this 0-1 pitch from Maxwell, line drive, base hit, right field. Quickly getting it back in is Pickering to hold the damage to just a single. And Florida State has something cooking here in the top of the fourth inning. A leadoff walk to Ross, and then a rip to right field by Kennedy Hart. Here's Kaylee Mudge, who's 0 for 1 with a walk.
And this is where it gets a little dicey, right?
Yeah.
Letting that 8-9 hole set the stage for the top half of this order.
That number I was talking about, 16 straight NCAA tournament wins for OU.
Oh, man.
School record. Here's the first pitch to Mudge. She shows bunt, popped it up, caught by Brito. To first for the double play. 2 away. Kaylee Mudge has had a disastrous evening, and that one might have just killed the best rally of Florida State had going tonight. 2 outs.
At this point, just let Florida State get you out of an inning. That's how this game has gone. But, hey, making a pitch up in the zone, Mudge not able to execute, and here we are. Just like that.
Everyone's coming together. Timeout called by Patty Gasso and Jen Rocha. Wow. And I guess I understand the aggressiveness of the runners going, but it was in the air off the bat.
Absolutely.
And nobody caught it, stopped, and got back. That's wild.
Well, and it wasn't some spectacular play by Brito, right? It was popped straight up in the air. Again, Florida State in this ball game, and I'm not complaining, but Florida State has just flat out been not very good. And the coach in me is sitting back here going, what are you doing? Because this is a very good Florida State team, but just making some mistakes that are make it really tough to compete this deep in the season.
Meetings are over in the circle and on the infield for the Sooners. Curtis C's got us tuned in from Boynton tonight. Kevin Goodmiller is in Johns Island, South Dakota. Mike is in Marlow. What's up, Mike? Here we go. 2 outs. Be careful here with Jasani Beecham, who's been hit once and nearly was hit with the first pitch inside ball 1. Beecham lined out to third in the first and then was hit by a pitch and eventually scored in the third. She bats with a runner at second and 2 outs. Another long look at the pitch watch from Maxwell. She gets the pitch off with 2 and misses low, ball 2. Coach Gasso comes out, Coach Rocha comes out. What do you think the message was?
So from Coach Rocha, especially to Beecham here in the circle, talking about locating, right? Also, too, you have a bag open. And I know Harding has a base hit on the night, but, I mean, Beecham has shown the type of power she has.
Wow, ball 3. That was way outside.
I mean, at this point, 3-0. Gosh, with a 3-run lead, I don't like putting a runner on, right? But to kind of follow up, Coach Gasso, same thing, just kind of talking about that defensive alignment.
She was swinging 3-0 with Beecham, and she swung right through it for strike 1.
That's a veteran 3-0 pitch, right? Like, that is a pitch that's a strike that has a little bit of bite on it.
3 balls and a strike to Beecham. Pitch from Maxwell is lined into right field. Pickering has a beat, makes the catch, inning over. Okay. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Oklahoma is surviving in the circle and thriving at the plate today. And Bob Moore Ford is proud to honor service members to the Patriot of the Game. To nominate a Patriot, visit bobmooreford.com/hero. All right, DJ, this has been wild to watch as just eclectic, staccato. There's just been no rhythm.
Yeah.
But the one thing that's been consistent for the Sooners has been their hitting, and that's the difference in this game right now.
It's kind of ironic, isn't it? Like,
right.
Some of the things that have been, you walk away from a game going, like, it's a win, but the offense wasn't quite there, right? It's been such an odd game, and there hasn't been any rhythm. I mean, there's been a ton of runners left on base, and some very strange mistakes and strange things happen in this game. Pitching hasn't been outstanding on either side, but again, it's just it has a postseason feel. Question mark? Like, it's been a strange game.
First pitch to Jennings is up and in, ball 1. You mentioned a lot of runners have been left on base, and as we start this 4th inning, Between the two teams, a combined 11 runners left on base. Jennings is 1 for 1 with a walk. That one hit was her 22nd home run of the season. Here's the 1-0 pitch to the Sooners shortstop, low and in, ball 2.
But I'll say this, Jennings, that at bat back in the first, the home run, it set the tone for this offense. And Jennings, we can talk about how unbelievable she is all day, but just the leadership in that moment, following up kind of a tough inning for Maxwell.
2-0. Oh, she had it cut and fouled it back. Florida State has made a defensive change. Kaylee Mudge is out. They've gone with Autumn Belvi out in left field. That is an interesting story to keep an eye on.
I got a feeling there's a little bit of a message being sent, maybe.
2 balls and a strike to Jennings. She swings and pops it up behind home plate. That's going to hit the roof and roll down. Boy, it's ended up being a gorgeous night. I got to the ballpark at about 3 o'clock for some unknown reason. And there was a conversation about potentially putting the tarp on the field.
Okay.
They had the grounds crew out. They had the bullpen catchers waiting. Here's the 2-2 to Jennings, foul ball. I was getting ready. You know me, I love to do a little tarp duty. The guys know they can count on me. And as everyone waited around at the last minute, they're like, no, we don't need to.
It rained. The whole
It never
day
rained here.
It rained in Oklahoma City. It was raining at Indian Hills Road.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Jennings. Way inside, ball 3. They delayed the opening of the gates until about 5 o'clock. So that'd be what, about a 30-minute delay, an hour and a half, maybe an hour delay. Fans waited in their cars, waited outside the gates, and it's been gorgeous. Full count pitch to Jennings is popped up. Shallow right field. Racing out is Flaherty, the second baseman, to make the catch, and there's 1 away. 5-2 Sooners. 1 out for Ella Parker, who is 0 for 2 tonight. But has hit the ball hard twice.
Yeah, she's had 2 of the hardest hit balls here tonight. Saw the ball well off of Danley.
Here's Ella. Let's go. 5-2. I mentioned the weather because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's almost like as the sun sets, we're getting a little sun shining here on Love's Field for the first time tonight, as the worst pitch of the night from Wilson goes all the way to the backstop without it getting anywhere near the batter's box for ball 1.
I'm not gonna. You can't blame that on humidity anymore. It's cooled off a bit, so you can't blame it on grip anymore.
It feels amazing. I bet that's a welcome break in right center field for those of you who have been baking most of the night. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Parker, low and away, ball 2. There's also a part of me, DJ, that every so often I'm looking out here and I'm realizing these are the last few games for this senior class and of the 2024 regular or 2024 home season. What a season it's been. 2-0 pitch to Ella Parker. A little bit out, ball 3. Now, I don't mind it whenever you're up 5-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning and it looks like you've seized control of the game.
It's just wild to think about that here in the next 2 days, regardless, will be the final games for these seniors here at home.
There's a strike on the 3-0. 3 balls and a strike.
I will say this, though. A lot of movement. Off topic, but a lot of movement down in the OU bullpen.
Oh, it's very much on topic because the Sooners still have to find a way to get 9 more outs. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Parker. She rips it to the right side and past the diving Flaherty into right field. Parker has her first hit of the game. And here comes Alyssa Brito. She homered her last time up. Sooners have hit 2 home runs here tonight. Which means on the season for the Oklahoma Sooners, with the 2 team home runs tonight, 117 home runs this season for the OU Sooners. First pitch to Brito is low. Parker got a really late jump, but steals the bag easily.
Love it. You said it earlier, Plank, in everything that this team is doing offensively, stealing bags, taking big hacks on hit and runs. Everything that the Sooners have done offensively tonight just looks so, I'm not even going to use the word different, but it has that attack mode, and you can just see it.
Here's the 1-ball, no strike pitch to Brito. That's low and in 2-0. One other note on the 117th home run of the season for Oklahoma. It now puts the 2024 team in a tie for the third most home runs in school history in a season with last year's team. Here's the 2-0. Brito rips it foul down the third base line. 161 in 2021, which will stand after Miami of Ohio was shut down this week. And that team averaged 2.68 home runs a game. Wait, hold on. Did I go 117 or 107? Hold on. Let me double check my stats here. Yes, 107. 2-1. There's 108. I mean, absolutely bombed out of here to left center field. Alyssa Brito with the Brito bomb. Home run number 108 on the season for the Oklahoma Sooners. And a 2-home run game for Alyssa Brito makes it 7-2, and the route is on.
Score every inning. That's part of that attack mentality. And Alyssa Brito came into this ballgame tonight and said, welcome to Norman, Florida State pitchers. Goodness gracious.
So now, the 108th home run of the season, my apologies, puts this Oklahoma Sooner 2024 performance as the 5th best season in OU softball history behind 21, 22, 23, and 19. First pitch to Pickering, is in for a strike.
I think we're going to see a pitching change. I really do.
For OU?
Yes. 5-run spot.
Might not be done yet.
Might not be done. Maxwell has battled. She's thrown a lot of pitches.
One is ripped into center field. That's a base hit from Pickering. Keep going, kid. Keep going. Home run, hit number 9 on the game for the Sooners. And speaking of home run power, here's Kinsey Hansen, who is 0 for 1 on the night with a walk and a run scored. And as the sun tries to peek behind the clouds well beyond the left field wall, that wind picks up blowing towards right field. Oklahoma has a chance to absolutely separate from the Seminoles here. First pitch to Hansen is up high, ball 1. And Florida State might not be able to do anything about it. I don't know how I went from saying, by the way, they had 107 and writing down 117, but here we are. 108. The 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. We all held our breath because it looked like that was going to be strike 1. There's been a little bit of a delay in Chelsea Clark's strike calls.
Yeah.
The next, by the way, benchmark for home runs in a season by a team is 115 from the 2019 squad. There's ball 3 that nearly hit Hansen.
That's doable.
Absolutely.
At this rate, it might happen this weekend.
This class has had a part in what's going to be the top 4 seasons home run wise potentially in OU history. How cool is that?
Wow.
3-0 is in for a strike. 3-1. What a night. Three balls and a strike. Hansen waits. Pickering at first. There's a deep ball to left center field at the track, at the wall. It is gone! It's gone! Kinsey Henson leaves the yard, and Oklahoma has blown this game wide open. It's 9-2. Flex on him, K9. What a shot. What an inning. It's a 4-run fourth. And the margin is 7, and Lonnie Alameda is going to challenge if Cassidy Pickering left early at first.
I wasn't even watching Pickering.
I was. I don't think she left.
You know what? It's kind of one, and we've seen this so much this season, and we hear the OU fans boo. I don't necessarily disagree with them, but when you are Florida State right now, you've got to try anything you can to find some way to keep this. You got to try. You're reaching at straws at this point because you don't have anyone else in the bullpen. And it has just been, from inning 1, it has been BP for the Sooners here tonight. So
we got a replay in the booth. It's simply the ESPN feed, so we'll await. Home runs this season, by the way, are brought to you by the dedicated people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. And this review is brought to you by McIntyre Law, the law firm you should turn to for all your personal injury needs. Florida State is 0 for 1 on their challenges on the night. All right, here's our answer. It was a quick review before we even had a chance to look at it.
As a further review, the runner on first did leave on time.
Oh, my gosh, man, the wording of that. Come on now, what are we doing? What are we even doing? And by the way, not only did she leave on time, she left perfectly. She timed it perfect.
should we tell first base umpire Tom Meyer to maybe change that verbiage a little bit?
Whenever he said...
He about got run out of Norman.
Kayla Blair had checked in from the wonderful town of Washington saying we're on top of it. Her and Steve are absolutely right. 9-2 Sooners as the sun shines brightly on Love's Field. The first pitch to Booney is inside ball 1. That ball gets all the way to the backstop. Pickering, I will say, for some reason, Pickering went back and was standing at first base. I don't know why. But she was saying, save. I was safe. I was safe.
No, it is kind of strange, too, because even at this happened in the regional when they reviewed the final play.
That's
they make
right.
everyone go back.
Everybody go back. 1-0 to Boone is low, ball 2. Riley on the night is 1 for 1. She was hit by a pitch and drove in a run with that. Well, she did not get credit for an RBI, but she did have the bunt single that led to a run in the third. She takes the 2-0 pitch for ball 3.
Wilson has seen it. I mean, she's been behind in every count this inning, every single one, and resulted in a couple of bombs and 4 runs. You can't live there. You can't live in the 3-0, 3-1.
Ball 4. That Riley Boone run is significant.
Why, Blake?
She represents what would be the 10th run of the game, and it would put this in run rule territory. But there's only 1 out.
I just wanted to hear you say run rule territory.
I never thought I'd say it in the Super Regional.
Me neither. Although you got a whole staff of
now
plus
listen,
3 ERAs.
I got to be honest too. It's not as if the Sooner defense and pitching staff has made things easy. Not that the defense has been fantastic. There's been some dicey top half so far. First pitch to Torres is a strike.
I'm going to be so here. I was talking about a potential pitching change. A run rule is always big time, but I think it would really mean a little bit more right now, right? You get Kelly Maxwell done. You don't use any other arms.
Here's the 0-1. Torres rips one deep to left field at the track. It is caught by Belvi, 2 away.
That was close. I mean, Florida State at this point, they don't have anyone else to go to. And Oklahoma just teeing off.
Here's Sid Sanders. The clock starts to buzz a bit for Sid. 9-2 Sooners. We're in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch to the Sooner first baseman is a wild pitch. Off to second goes Boone. Rounds it hard. Boy, we've seen some wild pitches here tonight, haven't we?
Yeah. This has been a wild game. I mean, it really has.
And it's 2 hours old already.
Yes.
Seems like we've been here for like a day in some instances. Others, it's like we just got here. The 1-0 is, in for a strike.
That's not a strike.
Rough night from a fan approval perspective for Chelsea Clark behind the plate. One ball, one strike. Sanders is 0 for 2. A hard hit in the first, a pop out, or hard hit in the second, pop out in the third. She rips one, foul down the third baseline. She was way out in front of it. A ball and 2 strikes.
Little base hit ends a ball game here, and you can see Wilson. That pitch was way outside. Even though Sydney Sanders pulled it, she was yanking it and hooked it. So really want to see Sanders sit late, try to take something the other way.
She's behind 1-2. The pitch pops it up right side. I don't think there's room. That's going to get out of play. That didn't even hit off the top of the dugout. That had actually landed in the Florida State dugout. If you're Florida State, too, you almost look at Emma Wilson and say, you got to wear this.
Yes.
You got to find a way to either keep us in it or wear it. One of those two, because they just don't have the depth in their pin. And I kind of think if we were going to see McKenna Reed, we might have seen her already tonight.
I mean, at this point,
the 1-2 pitch to Sanders is a little bit up, 2-2.
if you're Florida State, too, they haven't played well. I mean, you've got a depleted pitching staff to begin with. When you're not executing anything and you've had opportunities, you can't go through every single one of them.
2-2 is ripped down the left field line. Fair into the corner. Boone around third. She'll score. Sanders, though, is tagged out, trying to stretch it to a double. But the run by Riley Boone puts us in run rule territory as we head to the 5th inning. Oklahoma 10, Florida State 2. It's a 5-run bottom of the 4th inning, and Oklahoma is 3 outs away. Travel stops, the heart of the highway. Orthodontics exclusively is proud to sponsor the Junior Captain of the game. Junior Captain is the ultimate fan experience for children aged 6 through 12. There are 2 orthodontics exclusively locations, with one in Norman and South Oklahoma City. And every consultation is free. Check them out at orthoexe.com. A boomer. 10-2. The Sooners are 3 outs away from a run rule victory. Kinsey Hansen asks for noise. The entire Sooner infield asks for noise. They get it. There's some defensive adjustments, too, for the Sooners as Kelly Maxwell is back to work. Hannah Core is now out in right field. Torres at first. Avery Hodgen at second. How about a first pitch strike to Kaylee Harding? Harding on the day is 1 for 2. A fielder's choice in the first that should not have been a fielder's choice. She was burned a bit by her teammate and singled and scored a run in the third. She takes ball 1. How about this crowd?
Yeah, this is awesome.
1 ball, 1 strike. 10 runs on 11 hits for the Sooners. 2 home runs from Alyssa Brito. A bomb off the bat of T.R.A. Jennings as the 1-1 pitch is fouled straight back. Strike 2. And Kinsey Hansen. How fitting that the home runs came from 3 players who are playing in their last weekend here at Loves Field. Pretty cool. Their last weekend in Norman. The 1-2 pitch to Harding, fouled back. That was a little bit up in the zone. Do you like going back to Kelly Maxwell here?
Yes, because I feel like they're giving her the opportunity to continue to make adjustments. Although it would not shock me to see her get an out, and then we see someone out of the bullpen to get a little bit of time under the belt.
1-2 way up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Are we still in our ID zone here? I know I owe the affiliates, Ethan. We're still okay to take one. All right, we'll take one after this at bat by Harding. A .339 hitter. 14 home runs, 64 runs batted in. The 2-2 in the dirt. Ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Maxwell has she's battled tonight.
Yep.
Sooner Nation, she has absolutely battled. 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. She's gone full yet again here with Harding. Rocks and fires.
That's a good pitch. Wow.
Ball 4 on a pitch that looked like strike 3 right on the outer edge. Let's pause 10 seconds for all of our affiliates to identify themselves. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.
KRXO FM and KRXO HD Oklahoma City. Your home for the Sooners. 107.7 The Franchise.
Ooh, a 3-2 pitch that looked like strike 3, might have been just a little bit low, was ball 4. And the leadoff hitter is aboard on a walk to Kaylee Harding.
I think the worst part about it, even watching it on replay, you could tell Harding wasn't on her way to first base.
She was heading towards the dugout.
So, a little bit out, but we've also seen that pitch be called, especially with 2 strikes. And again, Harding thought it was a strike. That tells you all you need to know.
10-2 Sooners lead it. The first pitch to Michaela Edenfield is low and away, ball 1. See a new runner, a pinch runner here for Florida State. Annie Potter will be called upon to run at first base for Harding. That's a significant run and would extend this game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside, ball 2. Unfortunately, these 2 pitches haven't been that close. Kinsey Hansen recognizes it and walks out to the circle.
I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum of Maxwell hasn't had her best stuff. However, holding this Florida State team to 2 runs so far, finding a way to get out of jams.
Absolutely.
I mean,
preach, DJ.
It's not always going to be perfect, but you can't knock the battle that we've seen from Kelly Maxwell. Florida State's helped, but regardless, I mean, she's just continuing to go at him, and that's what you got to do, whether you got your best stuff or not.
Swing and a miss, strike 1 on a pitch up in the zone, and Edenfield chased it. One other game tonight. UCLA and Georgia. That should be fun. That gets underway here shortly as the 2-1 pitch is a little bit up. I'm not going to lie. Oh, and they're just underway. Top of the first, scoreless. My eyes are firmly on this game. I know during the season we'll have a lot of different scoreboard updates and watch other games, but I am dialed in right here. So sorry I missed that game had started already. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Maxwell. Gosh, ball 4 high. Ten runs on 11 hits for the Sooners. 2 runs on just 3 hits for Florida State, but Kelly Maxwell's free pass to Edenfield is her 6th walk of the game.
And you add 2 hit batters to that as well. I mean, that's 8 free passes. Which we've seen be an issue for this whole staff at times, but again, we're kind of joking about baseball earlier. You make 7 errors and win a ball game. You walk 8 and win a ball game and find a way to get things done. But really want to see Maxwell get in the strike zone. Get in the strike zone and, again, work a couple things out, because tomorrow's going to be here fast.
Christina Hartley will pinch run here with runners at first and second and no one out. First pitch to Torres is fouled off. as Issa Torres, who's 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch and struck out, saw a pitch she liked and hacked away.
I will say for a Florida State team that is done, I mean, they've been really good all season offensively. The approach is a little odd to me. I mean, you've got Maxwell, who's had a visibly hard time finding the zone, and then you come up with runners on first and second to take a hack at a pitch way outside.
Popped up on the infield. Brito calls off Jennings, makes the catch, one away. And what a wild at bat by Issa Torres. Here's Devin Flaherty. We'll take it.
Yeah, again, I think I said it earlier in the game. The way this game has gone for Florida State, give them a little bit and they'll find a way to run themselves out of the inning. And I think another at-bat like that from Torres is kind of what we've seen from them all game.
Here we go. First pitch to Devin Flaherty. Time is called right before the pitch. I guess Kinsey Hansen is having some pitch watch issues. And it looks like it died. They've allowed this with some of the equipment problems throughout the season. We've seen this a few times. All right, now we're ready. Here's the first pitch to Flaherty that's in for a strike. So Flaherty had a significant at-bat in this game in the third inning. The base is loaded. She drove in 2 with a single. She's trying to keep this game alive for Florida State with runners at first and second and 1 out. Sooners up 10-2. The pitch from Maxwell fouled off, and quickly Kelly's had no balls and 2 strikes. What a weird game. I know everyone listening probably gets it. If you're watching with us synced up, you guys are seeing it, so you get it. I hope for those of you that don't have eyes on it, we've explained it well enough. That's the hope and goal.
Well, I feel like there's been no middle ground, right? It's either been a bomb show or it's been like a dumpster fire. Like, there has not been a lot of middle ground.
Here's the 0-2 pitch from Maxwell, up high, 1-2. And you keep saying it, right? Kelly Maxwell, to this point, has walked 6, has struck out just 2.
2 massive strikeouts, though.
Yeah, but in 4 1/3 so far, she's held one of the most explosive offenses in college softball. Somehow, some way, to average 7.5 runs to just 2. The 1-2, and a big bouncer here. Back to the circle. Maxwell spins, throws, got it, 2 away. I thought that was fouled off Flaherty, but she hustled through it. And now Florida State is down to its last out.
And that pitch in under the hands. And when Maxwell's been able to hit that spot, Florida State hasn't been able to do anything with it.
Stephen York informs me we still have 20 minutes before first pitch at UCLA, so I'm not as off as I thought I was. How's that? First pitch to Kerr is a little bit in, ball 1.
Good spot.
Janai Kerr is 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to first, flied out to right. Crowd can't believe this. 1 ball and no strikes. Lefty-lefty matchup, second and third. In the dirt, 2-0. In a game in which Oklahoma has scored 10 runs and has 11 hits, they've needed just about all of it just for the momentum, right? Just for the feel of this game. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Kerr. Ground ball back up the middle, base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes another run. They'll not try to turn and burn as Jada Coleman pump fakes and chases the pinch runner back to the bag at third. But Florida State pushes across the third run of the game on a 2-out RBI single from Janai Kerr, and it's 10-3. Hartley was rounding hard, but Jada Coleman came up, and immediately Hartley was held up.
She would have been hosed.
Yes.
But again, I mean, we've talked about the walks. you can't walk the leadoff batter in the inning.
No.
Right? I mean, you can't do it against any team, let alone, like you said, playing an offense that puts up 7.5 runs a game. I mean, you're just playing with fire.
First pitch, inside corner, strike one. This place is going to go crazy on that call.
Yeah. Now,
Hallie, by the way, Hallie Waycase are pinch hitting here. One of their stars throughout the year. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Whoa, way outside. Good job by Hansen to backhand it, and then chase it back to the bag. Her at first. She should be at second now, right?
absolutely. Again, I just think the base running from Florida State has been atrocious. I mean, thank goodness, but I mean, it has been bad.
I say Waycase are one of their stars. She was a regular part of this lineup last year and just has not clicked this year. Hitting .275, 28 runs batted in, bouncer foul. Ooh, nice play. Over at third. Wow. That's pretty big time by Travis Wilson. Fans give him a cheer. He looks over and smiles at the Sooner dugout. 10-3 Sooners, top of the 5th inning. Waycase waits. Just throw one right by her, Kelly. Just throw one right by her. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Way outside, another nice play by Hansen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kennedy Harp waits in the on-deck circle, wanting an opportunity. Sooners trying to keep this here. 10-3, top of the 5th. Maxwell waits, stares in, now rocks and fires, swing and a miss. Inning over. Florida State, though, stays alive, but for how long? We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Oklahoma 10, Florida State 5. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. Oklahoma doesn't end this game here. What's up? It's 10-3 Sooners in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jada Coleman, T.R.A. Jennings, and Ella Parker.
And if you're looking to 3 innings thrown on the year, 4 walks, and as Balk was warming up, 3 of her 5 pitches bounced in the dirt. So, as a coach, I feel for Alameda,
right?
And the fact that they've got this offensive team, but they just don't have the guns in the circle.
First pitch to Jada, hit well before the plate for ball 1. 10 runs on 11 hits for the Sooners. 3 runs on 4 hits for Florida State. Balk out of Lancaster High School, Lancaster, New York. Just made 8 appearances last year and to start as a freshman. Was 1-0 with a 2.62 ERA. Coleman takes ball 2 low. Jada on the night is 0 for 3. Lined out to second to start the game for the Sooners offensively. Grounded out to second, grounded out to third. All 3 balls hard hit. 2-0. She'll get something to hit here. The pitch, or not. Low and away, ball 3. First pitch is 7 o'clock tomorrow night. The weather looks great. Get here early. Tailgate out at the LNC. Could be a historic evening. Here's the 3-0 pitch to the Sooner center fielder. There's ball 4. And there's the winning run.
And kind of the same of what you saw when Balk was throwing her warm-up pitches to enter this ball game. She didn't throw a strike. So this is kind of one of those situations where you're just going to take what Balk gives you, because
here's TRA. 1 for 2 on the night with a home run. The first pitch way outside, ball 1. She's thrown 5 straight balls, and Edenfield realizes she's got to calm her young sophomore down. In fact, everyone tries to come to the circle, and Edenfield kind of says, go on back. And now Flaherty's barking at Edenfield in the circle. This isn't good.
this has been, we were kind of saying it earlier, playing. This has been kind of an interesting feel from Florida State today. It really has. Everything about it, and then now we're kind of starting to see some jawing within their team.
I mean, I We're sitting here. I don't know what the TV cameras caught, but that seemed to be Edenfield saying something to Flaherty about everyone coming to the circle and Flaherty firing back at her.
Yeah, that was not a welcome. Thanks for coming out.
Here's the 1-0 to Jennings. There's the first strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Maddie Balk. What a time for your 3rd appearance of the year. The 1-1 pitch. Popped up. Jennings got under it. The shortstop is out and makes the catch to Torres, and there's 1 away. And sometimes you just never know. I'm hoping this isn't the case. That Florida State catches a little magic in the bottle with someone like Balk. She's just been grinding away, waiting for the opportunity. I will say this much, her warm-up pitches would not indicate that.
Yeah.
First pitch to Parker that's in for a strike. Pretty good on the outer edge.
You got Brito on deck, she's been all right tonight.
10-3 Sooners. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. The game-ending run stands at first base. The 0-1 to Parker is low. Ella Parker on the night is 1 for 3. Singled, stole a base, scored a run in the 4th. The freshman hasn't had a home run tonight. She's kind of due. The 1-1 hangs up high, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, she's hit the ball hard. I mean, she just missed one back in the 2nd. I mean, she stroked that ball to center field.
It's 225 to center field. I think she hit it 223 and a half.
On a line, no less.
Good hitters count here. The 2-1 pitch to Parker is low, ball 3. Jada Coleman's been very smart. Over at first base, kind of dancing around, waiting for the moment. Three balls and a strike to Parker. Balk. Ooh, what a cut. Fouled it back from Ella. Full count. Wind has picked up even more here. It's got that red, beautiful Oklahoma sunset sky, which also means probably tick up our weather concerns as soon as this wraps up in the Norman area. Full count pitch. Will Coleman be going here? She is not. Ball 4 low.
What a great at-bat from Parker. And we've seen it all year. Just the patience and the composure. She is going to be one of the best hitters to wear an Oklahoma uniform. Mark my words.
They're going to walk, I think, Brito here, are they? No. They're bringing everyone in. I apologize. They're bringing the outfield in.
Prevent. Yeah,
they're putting their prevent defense on here, if you will. First pitch to Brito, who's 3 for 3 tonight, is in the dirt. Ball 1. I'd almost walk her here, but you got Cassidy Pickering, who's been equally as hot tonight. Alyssa Brito is 3 for 3. She's got a double and 2 home runs. What was Edenfield doing? She popped out from behind home plate for a moment. Here's the 1-0 to Brito. Rip foul. Oh, she had a cut. Edenfield chased it down and made the catch off the net. One ball, 1 strike. Crowd claps in unison. And Wynn now starting to whip a little bit. Out to right field. The 1-1 pitch headed home to Brito in the dirt. Another good job by Edenfield to block it. 2 balls and a strike. Torres barks words of encouragement from short towards the circle. Now makes her way back towards her position. Same for Flaherty at the second. Game-ending run is at second. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Torres. Ball 3 in the dirt, same spot. Balk is... She's given Edenfield a workout, man. And to Edenfield's credit, she's matched it. 3 balls and a strike. The pitch to Brito is ball 4. And here comes Cassidy Pickering. In all honesty, I guess I should say, maybe the best move possible here to keep this game alive, right? Get a force out at any base.
Yeah, try to roll a pair however you can do it. But, I mean, to get a ground ball, you got to at least be close to the zone. And, I mean, Pickering here.
Patty Gasso is going to bring over Cassidy to talk to her a bit. And the delay there, Cassidy had to be re-entered because Hannah Court came in defensively. So a moment here with Coach and Cassidy.
But Pickering's looked so good at the plate. But in this situation, you got the winning run at third. Balk has had a hard time finding the zone. It may be one of those take till you get a strike situations.
And knowing the confidence that they have in the young freshman.
Yes. She is a good two-strike hitter. She does a good job hitting in pitcher's counts. And again, Balk has been all over the strike zone.
Here's Pickering. First pitch, good call. She takes it outside, ball one. I don't care how you get this run home. I don't care if it's a walk, a hit by a pitch, or a wild pitch. Let's get to Friday. 10-3 Sooners. Bases loaded, 1 out. Bottom of the fifth. The pitch to Pickering is low, ball 2.
Let's get to Friday, and let's not let the Noles see Kelly Maxwell or anybody else out of the bullpen. I mean, that's big time.
I think we're going to talk about one of the biggest moments this year that happened late in the game in the postgame show. Now, let me forget. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Pickering. Ooh, she's hot. Swing and a miss. A little bit fooled on the 21st pitch of the game that was clocked at 66 miles an hour from Balk. 2 balls and a strike. Brito at first, Parker at second, Coleman at third. 10-3, the pitch to Pickering is ball 3. This is where you need to be on your feet, Lovesfield. This is where you need to be louder than you've ever been.
And I just saw Coach Gasso give Pickering the calm, stay calm, hand motions.
The 3-1. Ooh, she had a cut and ripped it foul, well out of play. In our pregame conversations, Coach Gasso talked about how this Lovesfield crowd, this environment, can be a 10th man, if you will, here this weekend. With this young pitching staff. Be that extra person on the field, that extra person in the dugout, if you will, and more importantly, that extra person in the head of Florida State. And so far tonight, they have been.
And you can see it. I mean, you can see it in Florida State's demeanor. I mean, really. I mean, this is a team that played for a national championship, and they look defeated.
The 3-2 to Pickering. Ball 4. Ball game. Walk it off. Cassidy Pickering. A bases loaded game-ending walk. And Oklahoma, in run rule fashion, dominates Florida State in game 1 by a final score of 11-3. And the Sooners are 1 win away from a return trip to Oklahoma City.
That offense, that's all I have to say. I mean, they absolutely showed up on a night that very easily could have gone really different. And 1 through 9, this looked like an offense that can be standing at the end of a Women's College World Series. But it was impressive to watch this team offensively 1 through 9 tonight.
We're going to try to catch Alyssa Brito's post-game interview with ESPN before we begin our post-game coverage. And for all of our affiliates down the line, including our producer, Ethan Sargent, who's been fantastic here tonight.